Hey everybody, welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Get ready for the last X-Men movie for a long time. Aww. That's right, and one of the worst. Dark Phoenix is a movie that's coming out.
Well, we've already seen it.
Yeah. And it's written by the same guy.
No.
And it's produced by the same people.
Oh.
And
yeah, makes no sense.
Now the jacket makes a lot of sense.
This original graphic novel is actually the first X-Men graphic novel since 1982 with God Loves, Man Kills. Remember we did that one on the couch?
Yeah.
It's a great episode. That was the last time that Marvel tried to make an original graphic novel that was like self-contained and kind of on its own and wasn't part of continuity technically, although it wound up being part of continuity.
Yeah.
This is cemented in continuity, and without it, you are entirely in the ocean with no life preserver.
Well, then what is the
good.
point?
Right. And I think it's because they're trying to establish, like, ooh, we can make original graphic novels, but they can be relevant for the current readers who are reading comics regularly.
Right.
What's the point of that?
Well, just sell it as floppy.
Just sell it. Well, no, because there's too
That's
many.
who's going to understand what's
True,
happening
but
anyway.
there are too many books going on right now. We want to tell this story that takes place within all of those. So the context of the story is the Phoenix had come back, and the X-Men and the Avengers fought pointlessly, and then Cyclops became a Phoenix along with 4 of his brothers.
I remember that, yes.
They killed Professor X, the school split, Cyclops left and founded his own Xavier's Institute with Magneto.
Which is like, really, you're gonna kill
What a
Professor
dick.
X and then make your own school after him?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't myself. And Wolverine left and made a school based off of his dead ex-wife. So, you know, a little FU.
Yeah.
And the two
Do you
kind
think
of like...
Wolverine was just like, you didn't take the Jean Grey school? Oh man, I'm gonna take that one then.
I think it was more like he heard that Cyclops is calling at the Xavier School, and he was like, huh, I got something for you. Although, I think that narratively, they wanted it to be like, Wolverine went, of course, it must be Jean, because Jean is the best of all of us. But like, the reality is, you don't call your school after a woman you never had sex with, but loved from afar, and was also the wife of the guy you're trying to take over.
I mean,
Both philosophically
that
and
is
on the
what
battlefield.
you do if you're trying to take them over.
That's what you do.
That's the thing.
It's just mentally like,
there's no
wait,
other way to
did
interpret
they?
it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Now, this story takes place after all that happened, and then Bendis got the X-Men franchise, brought the original 5 X-Men back from the past, brought them to the present,
Right.
and then they joined Cyclops.
Right, because he's the real
Well, they started with
leader.
the Jean Grey school, but like they were horrified and disgusted by Wolverine, and Cyclops made it
kill
convince.
so many people.
It's just that he's like,
Was he just really sad?
No,
Was he just
was it
like
like
it was
he-
the Jean Grey school and he's just like a professor eating ice cream and being like, and this is why you can't love somebody else. Anyway, to the danger room.
But he is a crazy psycho, so that's a good reason to not
yes.
go to his school.
Oh yeah, that's happened. Magneto then quit Cyclops' team and became a free agent. So that happened too. Also, you know how there's like the original 5 from the past? Well, it's Bendis, so let's bring in a team of X-Men from the future. So there's a team of future bad guy X-Men that came back, and one of them stayed, Reyes. And Reyes is a son of Wolverine and Mystique. So he looks exactly like Mystique with Wolverine's bad hair and bone claws.
Oh no!
That's all you need, is
Okay.
that Reyes is a douche from the future who is the son of Mystique and Wolverine, and he...
Is he a shapeshifter?
Yeah, he can also shapeshift.
Does Wolverine end up with Mystique or banging Mystique because she can change into Jean Grey?
Presumably. I mean, like,
Do it again for me, Mr.
as I understand it, it was a one-night stand.
But like she got him by
By pretending to
pretending to be Jean.
I think... I mean, like,
There's no
Wolverine and
way
Mystique...
that's not what happened.
So when did it become a thing where if you are a mutant and you have sex with another mutant, your
get,
child gets
like,
both
a
their
hodgepodge
powers?
of their powers, right?
Instead of just your own.
I thought it was a little OP.
You just have the mutant gene and you get any power.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just like, it's more of a guarantee that you will have a mutant power.
Right,
Yeah.
Not your parents.
No.
Yeah. Nope. You inherit their traits.
I mean, the reality is, like, for the most part, that is not the case, but Bendis.
Right.
I should say that Mike Carey wrote this, so at least it has some semblance of integrity. Yes. So the story opens, it's X-Men No More Humans, which is a play on, of course, the
No More Mutants.
No More Mutants line from House of M.
Right.
The story opens in Seattle at some secret compound where somebody's infiltrating the facility, and it's a cool spy sequence.
Yep.
Then that shrouded figure becomes Dr. Gregory Sale, who's in charge of this complex, and he uses his identification to get in, but it fails, and the security system grabs him and then holds him in a secure facility within the compound.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
So then the real Dr. Gregory Sale shows up, and he faces off against this unknown mutant who is under guard, and he explains that, like, you know, you're on like a touch-sensitive plate in the floor, and if you move, blah blah blah, you know, so you're there.
Yeah.
And basically, the guard reports that the person who had been impersonating Sale was like shifting between random people, and is now choosing to be a little girl, probably to be creepy.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it's supposed to be disarming.
Yes.
That is creepy.
And she says, "I'm gonna break out of here, and I'm gonna kill you." And you're like, "Oh, cool. Okay, we're setting the tone. It's gonna be scary."
Yeah.
And she says, like, this is gonna happen tonight, March 8th at 11:09 p.m. There's gonna be a big power surge. We're gonna turn off this whole facility. The storm's bigger than they thought it was gonna be. You know, so clearly they're from the future. It's Ray's.
Right.
I buried the lead, but you know.
Yeah.
What, Ray's friggin' memorized the date that a storm would kill power in this facility?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it destroys the clock tower, too.
Right.
I guess
So-
in preparation for something big that she knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
He was.
Well, but he
it's
is
a little
shit
girl
right
right now.
yeah.
That's confusing my brain.
So lightning strikes the clock tower. The facility turns off.
He's got
and
the bones?
yeah,
With little skulls on him?
yeah. You mean the
my
Mystique,
God.
the Mystique belt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't you get it? This is the son of Mystique and Wolverine. That's why he looks like Wolverine and Mystique.
How
and
much
in fact,
clearer do I have to make it?
right? How about he wears the gerbil skulls that she has as her belt? So it's Ray's, and if you're like, oh, cool, an original graphic novel starring the X-Men, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an alternate future version of the son of Mystique and Wolverine. Oh, are Mystique and Wolverine together? No.
Wouldn't Mystique just be able to make bone claws anyway?
Yeah, but they would be only as strong as like her flesh.
Right.
Okay.
So then Reyes reveals that Sale has this revolutionary invention, and that Reyes wants it. And
Okay.
they're like, what is it? And then we cut to the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning, and a 747 is falling out of the sky, aimed straight at the X-Mansion.
Yikes.
And they're like, oh crap. They have an exciting sequence in which they stop it. Nightcrawler teleports Wolverine onto the cockpit. Storm uses tornadoes to try and like steady it. Iceman creates an ice ramp and then rolls it onto the lawn.
Okay. That's pretty impressive.
And they stop it.
There's no one on board. And the reason why they didn't see any life signs is because everyone's gone.
Oh, it's like the Langoliers. They passed
Yes.
through a time portal, plane from the future.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not, but it is very Langoliers. So, Rachel.
Sorry, Rachel is who?
Rachel is the time-displaced daughter of Scott Summers and Jean Grey.
Yeah, she's been around for a while, man.
So then Rachel Grey is like, I'm going to check a hunch on this, but let's jump onto Cerebra. They turn her on, and Storm's like, what are you talking about? There's all the blips for all the mutants that we're looking for. She's like, yeah, haven't you noticed they were a lot brighter? Because there's no interference. Every human being on planet Earth is gone. Only the mutants remain.
What?
Yeah. So then they test that hunch by teleporting into Times Square, where it is a wreck. Because everyone who had, it's like the snap occurred.
Yeah,
For humanity.
Right.
So everyone who was
worse
like,
than the snap.
yeah, even worse.
Way more.
Because everyone on Earth except for mutants.
Yeah, what?
So, like-
is that like 98% of the population?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More. Because of House of M. So
Oh yeah, there's only like 100 mutants on the whole like
more
planet.
or less. So
Oh, so Earth is screwed.
yeah.
You
Well,
can't maintain any kind of infrastructure. You can't have utilities.
oh no, the power goes out. It's a whole thing. So
Interesting.
they check the wasteland of Times Square because of course like people were flying helicopters and planes and stuff. Things have crashed and everything.
Yeah, cars.
Of course,
it.
to indicate that things are bad, Nightcrawler sees a discarded little girl's dolly just to prove it really, really isn't going well.
Why is that always the case?
I don't know.
Well,
it's
either
a
a dolly
narrative.
or a teddy bear.
Yeah, it's got to be something to really hammer home the gravity of the situation. At that moment, Cyclops and his merry band of jackasses show up in Times Square, and
Oh my god. It's amazing.
I know.
Who's on Cyclops' team? Anybody I know besides Cyclops?
Well, the young X-Men
Oh, right.
and
Okay, so they're still
Magic, Colossus'
Oh,
sister.
yeah.
That's how they can teleport everywhere.
Is that the Ice Queen, Emma Frost?
Emma Frost?
Emma Frost is also on the team. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is that Cyclops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the X? I thought that was Havoc for a second.
Oh yeah. No, Havoc is Summer's brother who does like to wear a suit like that, but no. No, that's Cyclops' new suit. Do you like it?
Yeah, he looks
No.
super hardcore.
Everyone loves that suit.
Yeah?
I hate it.
It's weird.
I'm an X-Man.
Get it? Yeah, you can put X over Professor X's grave where you put him in, you jackass.
Now every time I blast something, it's got an X. X!
No, it's still the same. He doesn't shoot only an X.
Turn it into an X shape.
That'd be
Should.
hilarious. So Cyclops is like, this is crazy. And Wolverine's like, yeah, it must be your lucky day. You must be thrilled. And he's like, shut up. This is bad.
Right.
I'm not a genocidal
Did you do
psychopath. Yeah. And he's like, please. First of all, I don't have that kind of power. Secondly, I don't want to do that.
Is Magneto like dancing down the roads in New York, just like having a wonderful time?
He does show up after this. Like, he shows up too, and he's like, hey guys, I'm here too. And it's great, isn't it? Isn't this amazing? And they're like, no! And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cyclops suggests that they all become one X-Men again for like this adventure.
Uh-huh.
And Wolverine's like, that sucks. You suck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before they fight, because they're not really getting
Of
along,
course they have to fight.
Magneto shows up with Wanda and Pietro Maximoff.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I made peace with my kids. And
Well, off panel?
yeah. And another story.
Oh, okay.
We were going to have a day in the Big Apple, and this
Right.
happened.
We were going to catch Spider-Man on Broadway. I know it's in previews, but it's in previews for like 2 years. Anyway, so they go
I
to
hear
the-
you could really get hurt in that show.
I heard they went through like 3 Spider-Man stunt doubles in that show. It's amazing. And the bootlegs don't cover it. I got to see it live. So they go to the Jean Grey School, and they like have a big, boring conversation about how they need to figure out what's going on. Magneto makes a couple pithy comments about how, you know,
Do we need to figure out what's going on?
do we though? And they're like, yes. Who's gonna run the freaking generators that produce electricity? You all the time?
Yeah. Who's gonna like build anything?
Right.
Are you an engineer? Like, are
I
you
mean,
gonna be able to like?
he did take over Genosha and like kind of was like, I don't know, who's in charge? Who's good at things? Like, he's clearly ill-equipped to run an entire country.
Yeah,
or
but like,
world for that
maybe
matter.
if you
planet.
have an island, like Long Island.
Yeah.
Just make that run.
But yeah, just that. Everything else can fall into decay.
Right.
So Beast reveals that he and young Beast put their heads together and came up with a solution. Which for me, by the way, like they do that a lot. Where it's like me and my counterpart teamed up and our big brains combined came up with a
Your
solution.
same brains?
Yeah, the same brains, but this one's younger, so I need to actually bring that one up to speed.
On all the stuff I learned.
But not only
Right.
that, you're having the same thoughts.
Yes, you're both
well, no, like my
equally
younger
brilliant,
self was more like,
creative, or
yeah.
young. His brain was more plastic.
yeah, I had more
was-
imagination.
He was
Yeah.
brash.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I had to temper that.
Right, but
Yeah.
that.
How
you know,
about an
But that
entirely
creativity,
different
ooh.
perspective? Maybe that would help
That's
you.
usually how innovation comes out, but why not just both beasts? So they do figure out that they can they basically just flip the switch on Cerebra and look for humans, and they find one human in the
Oh.
desert.
They probably know something.
Right.
Yeah.
Why one? So then they
Well, thank God they speak English because they're in America.
yeah. Well, the whole thing took place in America, so you know. Although Cyclops does reveal that he and his team went to like London and Moscow and some other place to confirm what they thought, and then Times Square was their last stop. And I'm like, you're based out of New York. Like, you would have checked Times Square first, you jackass.
You're
Like,
right there.
He does reveal that he goes to Times Square last because he knows that that's where the X-Men would be, so that they could team up. He's like, okay, we need to team up with the other guys. Let's go there. 'Cause
Okay,
if
this
they're-
is the whole planet. I guess we need to team up.
yeah. So they put kind of their power brokers into one Blackbird and send them out to the desert to check out this guy who, in fact, is human. There's this one dude stranded in the desert, dehydrated and, left to the elements.
Tied up to a post.
Yeah, in the middle of the desert. So they had to bring a post and rope and the guy.
No, the post was already there. I want
is
to
an
take
old
him to a
post.
post I know about.
Right.
In the desert.
Just one post.
I know a post. It'll
So,
be perfect for
Do you
Denville.
understand? I got this post like planted years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had this. Yeah, exactly.
I leave a lot of people in the desert to die.
It's the same post.
It's my killing post.
The funny thing is like I leave the body there so that when I bring the new person out there, they
There's
just
a
see
skeleton?
the skeleton,
Yeah.
and then I get rid of the skeleton.
And
I
they
replace
know
it.
that you know.
It's the desert. It's really like there's like still flesh on it and everything. 'Cause it
Right.
doesn't decay. It's really horrible.
Right.
Yeah, but I would imagine things
They get
eat it.
scared.
Well, I don't
Yeah, in
see
the
any other
desert,
skeletons around here, so I'm assuming that's not what happens. But anyway, they try to probe his mind gently using Jean Grey, and then Emma Frost's like, "We don't have time for this. He's already gonna die." Ah. So she blasts into his brain. She sees rays. She's like, "It was rays." Wolverine's like, "Oh no, not rays. I hate rays. Because I have too many dark children." And he really does. It's
Yeah.
really stupid. So
Well, yeah, Wolverine's a bad dad.
yeah,
Yeah.
he is. And every time you add another kid to Wolverine, you reduce the specialness of the previous character and also make Wolverine look more like a deadbeat dad. So then they're all bitching and moaning, and then a big machine blasts out of the ground, which I guess is where the post came from. But anyway, this big machine blasts out of the ground, and then Cyclops blasts it with his optic, powers.
Yeah.
It triggers the machine, and then they're teleported away.
Oh.
Meanwhile, at the Jean Grey school, the kids are kind of like stuck there. They're kind of like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So they kind of argue amongst themselves about what they're going to do. One of them suggests they play a game, and they're like, the world's over, and we're going to play a game. Okay, what game do you want to play? And he's like, I suggest gladiatorial combat. And they're like, how about baseball? And you're like, oh, a baseball scene. The X-Men play baseball. That's the whole thing. But then a doorway opens
Because
up.
there's enough of them for a baseball team.
Exactly. So they're about to play baseball when a interdimensional doorway opens up on the lawn, and a bunch of random characters show up in Stonewall from New Amsterdam in the Orange Republic of America. And you're like, what?
What?
He's from an alternate Earth.
Yeah.
And they are mutants who seek asylum.
Okay.
Basically, their reality sucks for mutants. And so
Sure.
this door opened up, and
They
they're
just
like,
happened to show up right after all the people go missing.
uh-huh.
Well, I mean, they probably hit a button on their machine where it's just like, hey, it's safe here.
Yeah,
There's like
find
no
a
humans.
reality
This is
with
not-
no humans.
This is not their machine.
Oh.
Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So, meanwhile, in somewhere, the X-Men have teleported into this nothingness, into the cold vacuum of space. Jean created a bubble around them, and also, when they were teleported, they teleported enough oxygen for them to survive in this vacuum.
For a while.
But they're like,
yeah.
oh no, we're running out of air, and the machine came with us. But Cyclops kind of blasted it, and maybe we could reverse engineer it to go back to where we came from. So Emma uses her mental powers to have Beast tell Magneto what to do with the machine so that they can move it around and make it work. Because things broke, and Beast is like, I don't have tools. I could probably fix it, but I don't know how to
I
do
see.
it. So you have my mind go into Magneto's mind, so we could talk to each other, and I could tell Magneto what to do. To manipulate the
And
machine.
then we can conserve oxygen, but also, not everything in that machine is probably metal.
No, but most of it is.
Yeah.
And the parts that are moved out of the way, so Beast can get in there with his monkey beast hands. Then Storm uses the remaining oxygen in the room to create lightning, which powers the machine, which teleports them back to where they were. And they're like, "Whoa, that was crazy."
Okay.
And then
so
Jean,
basically, the machine tried to kill them, and they stopped that from happening.
and
And they reverse engineered it to go back to the exact same place.
yeah. And when they got teleported, it took the machine and it took the front end of the plane, so they can't fly it.
Oh.
So then Jean calls with her
Well,
mic.
they're not going to teleport that back and just have Beast fix it?
Just stick it back together.
They probably should. So then Rachel Gray calls them from the school, and she's like, yo, you got to get back here. And they're like, cool, send a teleporter and get us here.
Right.
So then they get back there, and the whole school is overloaded with multiversal mutant refugees who have just been
Like a tent city.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
create a tent city in the school. Of course, because the infrastructure is destroyed, they can't just be like, okay, well the TV room's over there and the
Right.
holodeck's over there. Just help yourself. No, they got they're stretched to the brim of resources.
Yeah, they're gonna run out of food very quickly.
Yes.
I mean, you
and-
have about 1 million food stores you could raid.
Right.
Just stock
Well.
up on canned goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right now they're just getting their bearings, and so they're working on it as best they can. But they're realizing that okay, so there's interdimensional doorway that opened up here. All these refugees, the lack of infrastructure, humanity being gone, that booby trap of the human. It's all connected. It's all related.
Yeah.
And they're trying to stretch us out. Like, they tried to teleport our biggest power brokers away because they knew we would send our biggest guns to whatever that blip was.
Right.
And then they'd overload us on the other end at the school with all these refugees.
This is a really intricate
Strange
scheme.
plan.
It is.
but
It's like
alright.
it's the kind of plan that like a time traveler would come up with.
Yeah, because he knows it already happened.
Well, no, because
Or-
right?
I
I don't know. If he knew that the storm was going to hit the place, did he already do it? Anyway,
Right. Yeah, does he know because he remembered it?
right? I don't know. But they've been there a couple of hours, and Beast like goes through what he calls the old internet, which is just like files and filing cabinets and like libraries.
Yeah.
And he finds out about Sale and how he ran this company called Autolycus.
Okay.
Well, it was also, I believe, Bruce Campbell in Xena the Warrior Princess.
Yes.
That's also apropos because Autolycus was the god of thieves.
So he stole the humans from...
You're almost there, but not quite.
Okay.
So then they find out that Autolycus was set up in Seattle. Now we're going to finally get to that like base that we were at the first
Yeah.
part of the book. They send Nightcrawler to recon.
By himself?
Yeah, he's good. Nightcrawler's good at what he does.
All right.
He's not the best there is what he does.
Well, no, there can only be one of those.
That's right, but he's good at it. So he shows up, and the place is like
Well, I mean,
overgrown.
what if then Nightcrawler and Wolverine have a kid? That person will be the best at what they do.
Yes. They'll also be entitled to a huge cash settlement because apparently there's some like millionaire who has like a bunch of money set aside for the first male live birth.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm sure they could make it work. You just take like the genes, mix them together, you put it in a test
mix
tube.
the
You just
genes
mix them
together.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are
just
two
stir
people
them
who
up.
already exist. If we're talking about making a clone out of Wolverine and Nightcrawler, then you're talking.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Right? Or if you find an alternate reality version of one of them where one of them is a chick.
Yeah. Look, you just need to create an artificial womb, and then Nightcrawler could teleport it inside Wolverine and teleport an embryo in there,
Yeah.
and then when it's ready to come out, he'll just teleport the whole thing out.
Right.
Boom.
There you go. It's
I don't know if that counts as birth. I don't think it does.
No. So Nightcrawler reconnoiters and he finds that the whole facility is like overrun, that it was abandoned years ago, and that you've like, the Earth has reclaimed it. He's like, what?
That's weird.
Yeah. And then he bumps
It's like
into
time hit it.
Nah, it's not. So then he bumps into Ray's and his merry band of alternate reality Brotherhood of Evil Mutants blast him and then capture him.
Oh, so it really wasn't a good idea
No,
to
it
send
wasn't.
him by himself.
Absolutely not.
He should have at least brought Wolverine with him.
I agree. So it turns out that the facility is fine. It's just that Mastermind, an alternate reality Mastermind, but still Mastermind, he used his powers of perception to make Nightcrawler think that the place
was
looked
overrun.
like it was overrun.
Okay.
Jean loses her psychic connection with Nightcrawler. They're like, okay, let's go get him. So then they teleport a bunch of people to the base in Seattle.
Who teleports?
Magic does.
oh, man. I
Magic
forgot
has
about
teleportation
Magic,
powers.
yeah.
And it's all their heavy hitters again.
Exactly.
Yep.
So then they face off against Raze, and Raze's like, hi, I'm Raze, and I have a plan, and my plan involves, having killed all of humanity, and I'm going to take you guys, I've got Nightcrawler here, but like, listen, before you fight me, let me explain to you how awesome this plan is.
Yeah.
Like, let me monologue to you.
Yeah. Does he describe the plan?
Yes, he does. In intimate detail. He says basically that, so Dr. Sale creates this technology that is able to, go into other dimensions, and then he goes into those places and he steals all the other necessary technology in order to, facilitate a huge company that's able to do what he's capable of doing on such a global scale.
Right.
That is
And he
kinda
named
brilliant.
his company Autolycus after the god of thieves because he stole most of
Because he
the
stole the technology. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's neat. It's like, oh, that's pretty tight.
That fits together really well.
Yeah. So Ray's is like, I went there, stole his technology from him, used it against his people, and then I tortured and, murdered him in the desert.
Why?
Wait, did he die?
Oh yeah, he dies. Well, he's gonna die in a minute.
Well, he's the guy they found in the desert. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the
but
guy.
I thought they brought him back.
Well, they brought him back, but he definitely died
From
from exposure.
his wounds were too severe.
Indeed.
Yeah.
He died of a broken heart.
No, from heat exposure and dehydration.
Oh.
So Ray's
From organ
explains.
failure resulting from those things.
But Ray's explains that that was the guy who knew that shit worked. So that's that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got Beast. He's pretty smart.
Yeah, I know.
I actually got 2 Beasts.
Right, and apparently that means something.
It's like double the genius.
Right. So his plan is, he goes, look,
Was this an ad for Double Mint Gum?
So he's got this, he reveals his brotherhood of mutants.
That he stole from other places.
Yeah, and so it's made up of a bunch of alternate reality versions of characters you might remember. He's like, don't fight me or my brotherhood will punch you.
They're real good.
They're really good at punching. And basically my plan is I'm going to leave the doors open, like all over the earth. And now that I've made room, I'm going to fill it with mutants from realities where mutants are second-class citizens.
So he engineered the refugees showing up?
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
Because his plan is to take over Earth and make it a paradise for humanity.
So it's just
or
a
for
coincidence
humankind.
that it happened right next to...
No, he picked that place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he picked a few
I guess
places.
to show them, here's what is going to happen.
Well, also,
Right.
like, you don't drop them off in the middle of nowhere.
No.
You drop them off
yeah,
with the
that's
X-Men.
true.
The
I
X-Men
know
will
there's
take
people
care
that
of
will
them.
take care of
And
you.
he also wanted to overload the X-Men.
Right. Okay, that's just efficient. That's
Yeah.
just using part of your plan to accomplish 2 objectives.
Exactly.
This is actually kind of a brilliant scheme.
I know, right?
It's a little weird. Like,
It's a
why
little
do you
weird, but
want
at the
to
same
do this?
time,
Yeah.
you're putting
Because
people-
he's a mutant bad guy, which means I care about mutants. So I'm
Right.
going to save all these mutants. And now that Magneto's kid, she wiped out all of our mutants, so
right.
I'm replacing them
Right.
with mutants that deserve a second chance.
Okay.
You were going to say?
I like the idea that you're basically taking all the people and putting them in different realities. You're taking all the mutants from those realities and bringing them here.
Oh, he didn't take the humans and put them in those realities. He just put them away. They're gone.
Oh.
I assume they went where the robot took.
Right. He killed all
They
of
just
them.
went into space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sucks. I assumed he was just like, no, I'll
No, I
just...
swapped out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Mutants come here, and all the humans go everywhere
No,
else,
'cause
so
then-
that you can have your own
Right,
No,
world.
he hasn't
exactly.
done it yet.
No.
There's not. The plan's
We're
not
working
filled
on
with
it.
mutants.
People are
He sent
coming
the
in.
people away,
and people are coming through the doors like by the truckload, but still.
Yeah.
Magneto goes, "Cool, that's a good plan. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm in."
Yeah.
The X-Men are like, "Oh."
Of course,
Damn
Magneto
it.
swaps.
Oh.
Yeah. So then Wolverine's like, "Well, all right, we're gonna go." Well, I guess we've been defeated.
I guess
But-
you win.
Yeah, but I want Nightcrawler back, and they're like, "All right." Oh, and Mystique is on Ray's team as well.
Ah.
And he's like, everyone here is an alternate reality version except for Mystique. She's like the real Mystique.
Yeah, she's
And
my
my
mom.
mom.
And my mom. But like, it's not, because you're from like a stupid future that Ben has created, so obviously it's not gonna happen.
Right.
But I mean, you do
From
exist.
my perspective, you're my mom.
Right.
But from her perspective, I'm not.
he's
your son.
he's just a gross boy version of you.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
so then the X-Men go back to the Jean Grey school. They regroup. They're talking about how, like, this is crazy.
Right.
Or did they have like a debate about like, well, maybe it's okay. Like maybe it's time for the mutants to take
No,
over.
they're all kind of upset about what happened.
Okay.
They also agree that Ray's plan is like altruistic in nature. Like, it's like good for you for wanting to save these
other mutants.
But like,
You
that's
did
at
it the
what
wrong
cost?
way.
that's not our problem.
Yeah.
And now, like, someone stole something from a camp, so like there's infighting at their
Yeah,
refugee camp, and so
yeah.
they're like, "Ah, geez." So now we're no longer like defenders; we're protectors. We have to protect these people.
If Ray's would stop having his bone claws pop out, that would be really nice.
Well, no, but you need to see that he's a badass. So Ray's is explaining to Mystique, like, on his facility, because he's also been taking refugees, his nefarious scheme, and how he also has like a dark secret that only he'll share with his mother.
Ah.
And while he's explaining that, one of the refugee mutants seemingly pops up. And they're like, "Oh, who are you?" And she's like, "I was just hanging out." And they're like, "Well, you heard too much, and so we're going to have to kick your ass." And then she puts them into a time bubble, which freezes them in time for a moment. And then she gets grabbed by a speedy mutant who takes her away.
Ah.
And it turns out that is actually a member of the X-Men right now. Another Bendis creation who showed up when they brought back the 05. She is Tempest, and she's like a new mutant who has the ability to manipulate time, kinda.
Yeah.
Manipulate time, kinda.
Yeah. Well, so now
what
she's
does
like,
that mean?
"Screw this! I'm going back." Like, no, she can only kind of manipulate time. She can't undo all of Earth's problems.
I see. But
You
she
know?
can like freeze you in time, maybe.
And like, yeah,
Like little stasis bubbles.
exactly.
Okay.
Movie forward, movie
Her
backward.
role in this book is over.
Ah.
I'm
Oh.
just introducing Tempest.
I see.
Wait, you're talking about a time travel... Well, kind of.
Yeah, time travel character. and another time travel plot, and they don't have anything to do with each other.
That's all right.
No.
Hey,
So,
bravo for you for figuring out a different solution to the
You
problem.
thought Tempest was going to have a whole time plot. Nope.
nope. She's just recon.
Good job, Mike.
But she does find out that basically
dark secret.
humanity is in stasis someplace. They're not
he
all
didn't
dead.
kill them, okay.
Because the X-Men have basically been told humanity's dead. There's
Right.
nothing you can do. And they're like, I guess this is the world we inherited. That sucks. And now it turns out like your mission is a rescue mission. You have to save humanity.
Okay. Good.
So the X-Men decide like, we break all kinds of moral rules. Let's break another one. So they go get Triage, another New Mutant, who has the ability to heal. And they're like, listen,
There's Wolverine without the claws.
no, he heals other people.
Oh, heal.
I'm sorry, yeah. He has the ability to heal.
Yeah, you know, I have the ability to heal too. If I like cut my flesh open, like it will like repair itself.
Yeah,
it's
but
amazing.
not as fast as Triage. If he was doing it to you. So anyway, they're like, come on, Triage, we need you because you saved Cyclops one time. He like died, and Triage used his powers and brought him back. And Triage's like, I don't think you were really technically dead.
Right.
And Cyclops like, well, that's a moot point. We need you to go into the morgue, grab Dr. Sale, who is a corpse, and bring him back to life so he can explain to us how to fix the machine.
What? So they're giving Triage a new power?
This is just an expansion of his original power. He's he's never tried it before.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never raised the dead,
Yeah.
but apparently I'm
doesn't mean
going
I
to try
can't.
it.
Right. And Beast is like, no, that is horrible. You cannot do that. I am not going to be party to it.
Yeah.
And you're like, Beast, you broke the laws of time to bring back the original X-Men.
Yeah.
You also broke the laws of physics by manipulating yourself genetically to try and get rid of your mutant abilities. And became a blue guy. You're a hypocrite.
How about this? How about I go back in time and grab Dr. Sale? Oh, I can't do that? Well, then this is the best option.
Exactly. Well, Beast, since we're taking suggestions from the peanut gallery, why don't we use your time machine and go grab him? Since that's okay, you jackass, you hypocrite. So anyway, he's the moral,
Yeah.
conflict.
He's the guy who says don't do that in this book.
So they do.
So they go ahead.
Well, Beast, you can leave the room.
And he is a reanimated corpse. And
yeah, that's horrifying.
his speech is broken up by individual text bubbles. He's not going to be as fluent a speaker as he would have been if he were alive.
Right.
Yeah, his brain is decaying a little bit.
Yeah. So they're asking him questions.
Why
and-
doesn't Triage just heal him more? Just
Right?
Keep healing him until
I don't
he's
know.
back to
I
normal.
think it'll kill Triage.
Oh,
if he
I see.
does that.
It's too hard.
Yeah. It's already hard enough to bring him into into being a zombie.
Okay.
So then Storm goes to find Beast, and he's sulking in the corner. And she's like, we don't understand what he's talking about. We're not super scientists.
Yeah.
We need you to talk to him. And he's like, oh, I'm not going to do that.
We
She's
already
like,
brought him back. It already happened.
It's already done.
Does she just slap him?
verbally.
Metaphorically.
Yeah.
Get the goddamn hell in that room.
Right. She basically just talks him into it by shaming him.
Yeah.
And so Sale explains that, So Sale explains the plot and gives Beast the information he needs. And so Beast uses that information to assess like how they can bring back humanity. And they also find out that like when they bring back humanity, they're going to be where they were at the same velocity they were moving.
What?
So like
That's not gonna work.
We're gonna lose millions of people.
Yeah.
Anyone in a plane, car, boat, dead.
Well,
Wow.
how about the fact that the Earth has kept moving?
Right.
You're going to
Yeah.
be in space.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
Let's not. We went a little far. We didn't go that far
Yeah.
into reality.
Okay.
So we got to
So
go.
where are they though? Like physically, are they in another dimension?
Yeah, they're kind of in another dimension.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not space. It's another dimension. So then they're like, we got to go back to Seattle. We got to use Ray's machine, and we're going to bring back humanity using it.
Yep.
Are they also going to send the mutants that have arrived home?
Yeah. I guess. Or not. I don't know. We'll deal with that later.
Yeah. That's not part of the plan right now.
Yeah. So Mystique and Magneto have a conversation where Magneto's basically like, Ray's a psychopath. It's not going to work. It's not going to work out for him because he is being too much of a showboater. Like he's too proud of what he's done,
Yeah.
and he's really kind of like instigated the X-Men too much to the
He's
point
like
where
rubbing it in their faces.
Well,
where
he's
they're gonna try to
peacocking.
stop it.
they're going to try and stop him. He's peacocking, exactly. So then...
Yeah, they might have been inclined to just let it happen if he wasn't such a douche about it.
Yeah. So then the X-Men show up to fight.
Yeah.
And
they
Reyes
proved
is like,
it
sweet!
right. Yeah, that's what I wanted the whole time.
Exactly.
That's
Hooray!
why I have this alternate Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew we were going to have a big fight.
Right. So they fight. Magneto fights Storm. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Their battle, which is kind of like a testing of the waters while also being a verbal sparring match, ends with Magneto being like, fuck it, I'm just going to throw metal at you.
Yep.
And you get a big fight, you know?
Yeah.
Wolverine fights his time son. Reyes makes extra arms and punches his dad a whole bunch with like a bunch of arms.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It's just funny. You know. Cyclops blasts Reyes, and now Reyes is down for the count. And you get a big fight. Meanwhile, the fight is a diversion.
I like alternate Blob.
I know, right?
He's hilarious.
He's a strong man or something.
Yeah, from the 20s.
Yeah,
From the circus. It's great.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is a diversion. So Magic grabs both beasts, Triage and the corpse of Dr. Sale, to the area where Sale told them to go, and there it is. Lo and behold, there's the machine.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, cool, let's work on it.
Let's have it reverse the thing that it
Let's
did.
reverse the polarity on
Yeah.
whatever the hell.
Oh, hey, there's a switch. It just says undo.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why you should always connect your computers, that's why you should always connect your Doomsday devices to like computers with a keyboard. So you could like literally just be like click, 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 and just undo it. As opposed to having it be a big suppository with like circuitry and wires.
Oh, no, I have to clip these things in a specific order.
Yeah.
No.
Just hit Control-Z.
Right.
Undo.
Do it.
So so it's a big fight. It's pretty fun, but clearly like there's no stakes. So then
You mean nobody dies?
no, nobody dies. But then Reyes is like, Mastermind, pull out your ace in the hole. Alternate reality Mastermind,
Yeah.
not our Mastermind.
Right.
Alternate reality Mastermind pulls out the love of his life from his reality, the Phoenix.
What?
See, in the original Dark Phoenix saga, or Phoenix saga, Mastermind manipulated Jean Grey into becoming the Black Queen of the Hellfire Club.
But that's this reality.
In the other reality, the X-Men didn't succeed. And Mastermind kept Jean and Dark Phoenix under his thrall.
So
I see.
they have to deal with a Phoenix now?
So the Dark Phoenix appears.
Where does she come from?
She was from one of the doorways.
Oh,
like where the Brotherhood
I
came
see.
from.
All right. So
She was the ace in the hole.
Yeah, she was just chilling, and he's like, all right, now come through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
'Cause,
just come out of the back room.
Once we release you, there's no putting the genie back in the bottle.
Bingo.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. Release the Phoenix.
So they do. And Phoenix is like, hey. And all
you freaking Liam Neeson?
Yeah, he's Zeus. So Phoenix is released, and she's like, here we go. And everyone's
Wolverine's like, stop everything!
Yep.
Yeah.
We gotta fight.
We have to bang.
yeah.
I have to make
okay.
I have to
Wolverine
make a
try to get
terrible child with
through to
you
her?
now.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta make it. Yeah.
Look, before we do anything else, can I just have like 5 minutes alone?
Right. Please.
And Cyclops is like, hey, I want 5 minutes alone.
Yeah, it's alternate Phoenix. You don't have dibs, Bob.
Yeah, exactly. For all you know, she killed you. So alternate reality Phoenix, in the adult body of Jean Grey, of course, throws everybody off the game.
Yeah.
She's
Well, now this
blasting everybody.
changes everything.
Well, but like Mastermind tells her that they are her enemies,
Yeah.
which they kind of did in the original comic, and so she's like, "You're my enemies," so she's attacking them, and
Well,
everyone's
then
kind of
she's
like,
still the Dark Phoenix. Like,
right. So she's wrecking everybody, and then she's gonna kill everyone when, and she's starting fires everywhere.
Yeah.
When young Jean Grey faces off against her, and Dark Phoenix is like, "Why are you wearing my face? Like, who are you?" And she's like,
Well, I fought you in another dimension, cut your face off, and put it on
"No,
you.
on you." Put it together. So.
oh, you mean why do I look like a younger version of you?
I don't know. It's a crazy X-Men adventure. What do you think?
You came from another reality.
Yeah,
There's other
exactly.
obviously.
So Phoenix blasts Jean with fire and doesn't kill her. And everyone's like, why didn't it work? Including Phoenix. And Jean's like, maybe you're pulling your punches. Like, maybe you know that there's something about me that's keeping you from being, like, full evil. And so then the two of them kind of face off and, like, decide that, like, the Phoenix speaks within Jean, alternate reality Jean, and says, like, I kind of want both of you. So
And I want both of you to like kiss a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit. So Phoenix Force goes into both of them, kill Mastermind.
Oh.
They vaporize him. Of course, it's alternate reality Mastermind, so it doesn't matter. But it's great. The beasts are looking out the window like, oh shit, we gotta hurry.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
the Phoenixes face off against each other. They become like this big flaming bird, and they're deciding like what to do. But Beast is like, I have a plan, and it might kill everybody. Hey, Dr. Sale, reanimated corpse of Dr. Sale. So you're going to have to fix this when I go away. So Beast turns the machine on, but makes it work for mutants. So then everyone on Earth disappears into that reality.
Oh. Into the stasis.
Into the stasis.
All the mutants disappear.
Yeah. So everyone on planet
Except for
Earth,
Mr.
except for
Sale.
the reanimated corpse of Dr. Sale.
Okay.
And that's
Are
why
stuck
he
there.
has to reverse it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the fire has spread into the building, and so like everything's burning.
Right.
Like they have only like a few seconds before everything's ruined. So everyone's back in the
the
other
stasis
dimension.
They're in the
Yeah,
stasis
thing.
place where people went.
Yeah. And the Phoenix is like, what the hell's going on here?
They're
Why-
still okay. So they're still awake.
Oh
It
yeah,
doesn't,
yeah.
like
no, they're not asleep.
Okay.
And so they're like, what the hell's going on here? We were someplace, and now we're no place.
Yeah, we're just
and
floating.
young Beast explains to them, I took you away, and all of us away, so that you would see or feel or understand what a planet on Earth with no life on it would be like. Like, what it would be like if you killed everyone.
Should they
like
get-
you would.
so they can see the Earth from where they are.
I think it's more like they can imagine it.
Oh.
I guess
Like-
the Phoenix can know.
It just grasp the concept. The planet's empty.
Yeah. So now we're
Yeah,
all
people.
here. So now there's
They're
nobody.
still animals.
Right.
Yeah,
But no humans.
Yeah.
And Beast
Or
mentions,
mutants.
he says, like, everything, there is no sentient life on Earth.
Right.
And there's some good of that, you know, like, the ozone layer will fix itself eventually.
right.
The plants will come back. And maybe, in a few million years, some other form of life will evolve if the sun doesn't burn out.
It is really going to suck though when all the nuclear plants we have running eventually shut down and spread
That
radiation
should have already
everywhere.
happened.
Well, let's ignore that. So, they convince Phoenix that a world with no life is a world not worth living. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
So-
that's not an Earth that you want.
So the Phoenixes grab everybody, and Beast also mentions, whoa, if you put everyone back, they're also gonna like die and stuff because they were in the air and crap. Put them all back where they should go without dying. So then the Phoenix puts everyone back.
And since you're
So
omnipotent,
Deus
you know
Ex
exactly
Phoenix.
where that is and how it should
Yep.
go.
yes.
Damn
and,
it.
And Ray's like, well, wait a minute, what about my people? And they're like, well, they gotta go back. That's where they came from.
Yeah,
It's
Phoenix,
only
put
fair.
them back where they came from.
No, that's a Phoenix decides she wants to do that. She's like,
yeah,
they're gonna have to
okay.
go back. And Ray's like, that's not fair. And she's like, I don't give a shit.
Also, unmake Ray's, he's a dick.
Yeah. And then Magneto says, hey, whoa, just a minute. What if you put them here?
Well, in the void?
In this void.
No!
Why?
The void sucks!
Does it suck more than being systematically eradicated?
Just keep them on Earth!
So, wait a minute. The
That's-
realities they came from were all, like, horrible.
Yes.
They were being killed.
They were all genocidal.
So, like,
planets.
even worse than Earth.
Yes.
Before the humans were
Oh, yeah.
from it. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
certainly. No.
Yeah.
Rays wanted to make like a paradise for them.
Right. Not just for mutants who are as oppressed as Earth mutants, but mutants who are even more oppressed than
Right.
the mutants we're familiar with. Okay.
Yes.
When the X-Men got teleported away when they found Dr. Sale, didn't they end up in space where like they were gonna die?
Well, this is
That
a
was a-
different
that was a
place.
different
That was a different
place.
This
thing?
is a place
Okay.
that has oxygen where humans can survive.
Yeah.
But there's nothing.
And also, like, there's
How
no
do you
ground.
eat?
You don't
well, you're
need
in
to in
stasis, so I
here.
guess you don't age or change or need.
But you're aware of what's going on?
I guess. Right. I guess. You're kind of in stasis. Everything is stasis.
No, but you're all conscious and walking around and stuff.
Right, but you're not
That's
eating.
called, any
That's called
stasis
going
I'm
insane.
aware of.
Listen, there's enough people you could talk to each other and whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's like going to limbo.
right.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean, more or
now
less.
we can keep all these fun mutants somewhere else, and we can grab them.
We can go get them if we need some.
That's true. Just pluck them out of that little stasis field.
That's horrifying. Can you move around, or do you just float and you can't
I don't
control
know.
where you go?
I don't know. Look, the book's over. So like,
Bring
you know,
them
what
to
do you want?
Earth. That's what the answer should have been. Then you could repopulate and have more mutants.
Listen, we don't know what Phoenix does. She says that Magneto makes a convincing argument and she'll think about it.
Ah, so we don't even know. Okay.
And then she's like, oh, and Rays, get out of here. And she sends Rays back to the future.
Oh, so we get rid of Rays?
Yeah.
Hooray!
Permanently?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So this
then-
is the book where they take care of Rays.
Yes. It introduces Rays to people who've never heard of Rays and then gets rid of him immediately.
Oh,
if you
and
were-
young Jean Grey gets to become the Phoenix again.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
a
for
minute.
like a second.
Yeah.
Well, she hadn't ever been the Phoenix, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. And Cyclops is like, nice job, like, good job, Jean. You're great. You're going to be great. And then Magneto's like, well, bye. And then Beast is like, man, that machine, like, the consequence of that machine. And now it's burning. Like, it's over.
He destroyed it?
Oh,
It
like
got
the fire.
destroyed? Oh, the fire.
The fire.
No,
The
no,
big
that's the
fire.
fire. from
Oh,
when
and the
Phoenix
fire
was
also
burning
killed Dr.
everything.
Sale,
Yeah.
Yep.
who was already dead, so I
Yeah,
guess that's
so it's
just recorrecting it.
Uh-huh. So then, and of course, the knowledge of how to build a machine has died with Dr. Sale.
So we're not going to have to worry about that.
Nope.
Even
We're
though
never gonna do
Beast
that.
kind of understands it
Yeah,
now.
Beast-
What about all
could
the
do it.
people who worked there with him?
Oh, they died.
Wait a minute.
What?
Oh, Rays.
Oh,
probably.
Rays killed
No,
them.
that
No, they
makes
got
sense.
they got teleported.
Yeah, so they
Yeah, they
should have
got
been
some back. They
teleported
should be
back.
back.
So
Oh,
they should
yeah.
be able to continue the work.
Well, they
But at
probably
the same
died.
time, like, Beast should be able to do that because how else are you going to get those mutants that are just stuck in stasis?
Well, you're not going to.
We don't even know if
we
they
don't even
went
know
there.
if they're there. The Phoenix just said maybe she took them somewhere else. Where did
Yeah.
the Phoenix go?
She goes to the White Hot Room. It's a state of being where all hosts of the Phoenix go.
Oh, she just goes away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that Phoenix, yeah. Oh, where does this
Well, this
alternate
is
reality
alternate- yeah,
Phoenix go?
alternate reality
Yeah, because
Phoenix.
real Phoenix, she just went away. Like, real Phoenix is still out there.
Yeah.
But like alternate reality Phoenix, I presume she
guess
goes back,
back
to
to
her
her
previous
reality,
reality.
yeah.
One mastermind short.
Yeah.
Which, thank God.
So they're
Or
never
not.
Gonna, oh my God.
Because now there's no one controlling her. So that reality's probably screwed.
Wow.
Although now that Phoenix learned the value of life, so actually it's probably a better reality now.
Yeah, she'll
that's a
rule that
story.
reality like a benevolent
another time.
queen.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yes, you would have a radiant queen!
Yes.
Beautiful and terrible as
It's the sea.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I
so
guess.
X-Men No More Humans is
It's crazy, but it's fun.
it's fun, it's well
fun, it
drawn.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It
matter.
looks good.
Looks good, and it's kind of fun. But the Phoenix does appear,
Yeah.
and that's how it becomes relevant to this episode and the reason why we put it out.
Okay,
Well, not
yeah.
only that, but like it doesn't really change the status quo, but it could. It leaves
does,
it open-ended.
'cause Rays goes away.
Yes.
And if you're reading comics and
You're like,
don't
"Where's
read this book, you're like,
Rays?"
what happened to Rays?
Except you were like, wait, Rays stayed?
Oh, well, he traveled through time. He came back.
Yeah.
No.
I will say the book is well printed. It's a gorgeous little graphic novel. I wish they made more of these and experimented with them more, but you know, it's been 5 years, so I doubt it.
No. They
Well,
already
maybe
decided
another,
it didn't
maybe
work.
another 35 years.
We'll get more of these.
But anyway, we'll see you guys next time. By the way, if you want to get a copy, I'll put it in the description box below this video so you can get it.
It's a fun read.
It's
I
a
would
fun
say.
read. Yeah, no, it reads fast. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
well bound, and
But don't get the hardcover.
yeah, and you know all the context. Like you don't really need it,
Right.
But you kind of do because you're like, wait a minute, why is everybody young? What?
Why are there 2 X-Men people? Like,
Oh, well.
Although there are no duplicates right now because young Cyclops is in space with his dad.
So, well, here's the thing. Like, you know, if you care about that, you probably were already reading and know.
Yeah, so you got an extra X-Men
Yeah.
book.
That's the thing. And if you don't read X-Men, you're not even going to notice
Right.
that they're young.
Yeah.
well, here's the thing. If you're reading an X-Men
true.
book, you're already used to it being confusing a little bit.
it's true.
You just take
You
it as
signed
it goes.
on.
Yeah.
But,
How does this work? Shut up and enjoy.
You just read it.
Yeah. All right.
But it's fun and I dig it, so maybe you will too. We'll see you guys next time and enjoy Dark Phoenix, I guess. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
I'm betting it won't be great.
No.
I'm
That's a
going
good
on
bet.
record, I think it's going to be pretty bad.
Well, it's not really earned, is it?
No. No. And it's the swan song. Even though it's not the last X-Men movie, New Mutants is the last X-Men movie.
Right.
We're never going to see that. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
So long. Which we'll call the 05. That's what they're calling them and everything else. By the way, they're gone now. In current continuity, they put them back and they reassimilated with their previous selves, and they kept the memories of their experience. That when they got back there, Professor X hit them with his mind powers, suppressed their memories of their experience in the future. But then once they caught up with their future selves, their memories unlocked.
Ah, the thing they did in the movie of Days of Futures Past.
Yes.
Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
No, it doesn't suck. That's actually a way to make it work
It
without it
works
being like
totally random,
Yes.
but like it does
Right, but fine.
not screw up all your prior.
Exactly.
But if you're going to bring them to the future,
They did
so
it
that
for
they
several
can remember
years.
everything, like fine.
No,
just
they
have
didn't bring them.
remember
They didn't
some
bring them there so they would like bring it back with them and like change history. Beast brought the original 5 to the present to hopefully shake Cyclops out of his funk of being a militant mutant anarchist.
Yeah, which is a weird plan.
And it didn't
gotta
work.
say. Yeah.
And it
but
only
then they
made
hung
more
around
problems.
for many years.
Yes.
Until they finally took 'em back.
until
I guess
Cable's young self systematically captured and sent back all the original 5.
Because Cable has to fix all time problems.
Yes, and not our Cable, young Cable.
Young Cable.